Hey, what's going on, fam? Time for another video. This video I want to touch base. I had a comment on one of my previous videos in regards to, wanting to do this type of business, but sometimes people can be a little hesitant due to the fact that it is scared to leave your comfort zone, to go out and venture and do something new, especially something that you have to maintain your equipment. You have to fund your own expenses for a while till money starts coming in. Sometimes you may have a family. Sometimes you may have a lot of responsibilities. You got bills. Some of us may have a mortgage. Some may have to pay rent. But I know it's something that can be very, very scary when you're going to go out and start any venture. It's normal for someone to feel fear, but this is what this video is going to touch on. It's that there is nothing written in history about a coward. Okay. And I'm not saying if you're scared to do any type of business or step out and venture that you're a coward. It's just something that, that I like to say. But going back to that, I was once scared. I was scared to go out and venture and do this type of business because I was comfortable. I had a really good job. I had a corporate job. I used to work for a company who used to contract, do work with big law firms in the city of Boston. So I was working in the financial district. Great paid job. I had the great benefits. It was a great job. I worked there for like 9 years. Prior to that, I was a restaurant manager. Also was running the show there. Was very comfortable in my job. Once again, I had the good benefits. But that's one of the reasons why I was always scared. Because my little brother, as you guys may know from my previous videos, has done this since the age of probably like 16 years old. Because he married into this. Like when he got his little girlfriend pregnant at the age of 15, his girlfriend's family did this type of business and they got him into it. He was always telling me, I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm the manager at the restaurant. No, I work at the corporate. I work at this company. I was always scared. And I will do stuff like a little part-time. I'll help him out. I'll register vehicles for him. Sometimes he needed to have additional drivers to add vehicles to his stuff, and I'll help him out. But I was always scared. But man, and then you fast forward maybe 10 years of me being scared. I got laid off from that corporate job. I got a good service package. I was collecting unemployment. I was getting really good unemployment check. So then I just started to, let's see what I can do. I'm getting a weekly check. I got a good service package. I was able to pay off all my credit cards with that. I got rid of a car that I was paying on, and I was comfortable. So I was comfortable with the unemployment. I knew I was gonna get the unemployment for at least 2 years because they had something going on, and I was like, I'm gonna get this for at least 2 years. So I went out and I went on Craigslist, and I started looking for vehicles to buy and sell, because I will always buy vehicles, or always come across vehicles. For now, I will come across vehicles and like pay $200-300 for them, fix them up a little bit, flip it for $1,000-900. I always do that. That was something very common back in the day, back in the 90s, early 2000s. That was something very common. Now it's like, oh yeah, it's on TikTok, flipping cars, but whatever. I was looking for a car to flip, and I was like, let me look at vans. And I found this van. I found the van for $900. I can't remember. It was like a 2001. It was like it was $1,000. I went to see it. It was good condition. It had a broken black back window. It had a board over it. It was a little rough on the edges, but I bought it for $900. That same day, I went and got the glass at the scrapyard. the junkyard. I cleaned it up. I degreased the outside. It was white. It came out perfect. I bought new tires for it. Well, not new. I bought used tires at a tire shop. You know, and I registered the van, and I was like, you know what? Let me start looking. And I came across a company on Craigslist. The company was Velocity. They're not around anymore. Great company to work for. But they had a little crappy job for me. They had delivering office supplies. I was going to make probably 80, 90, 100 bucks a day, working a few hours in the morning. But, you know what I mean? I was, you know what? I can make an extra 500 bucks a week. Well, 350 a week after my fuel, 400 after my fuel. Plus I got my unemployment, you know. So I took it. I worked there for like 6 months, and then boom, I applied to the office, and he gave me something even better. I was making 500 a week, to making 2,000 a week. Moral of the story is, you know, I took that job making no money. I was making 80, sometimes 80 bucks a day, 90, 100, 110. It was depending on how many stops I had. And I was getting like $8 a stop. They were fairly close. But that just to show that, you know, I took the job, wasn't paying much. I still have a little money coming in from my unemployment. But, you know, I stuck it out for 7 months and whatever, and then I was offered something even better. But like I said before, I know it can be scary. That's why, you know, if you're looking to get into this type of business, I would always recommend start out slow. You don't have to go out and buy that expensive van. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. I've known people who do this in little Astro vans, minivans. You know, you don't have to start off in a $50,000, $30,000, $40,000 van. You don't have to do that. You don't have to, you know, have a big investment. You don't need no LLC. You don't need no big fancy commercial policy. You don't need no cargo insurance. There's a lot of stuff you don't need. I've said it lots of times. A lot of companies that hire you will actually give you all that stuff, and you just take it off and set them every week. They may charge you $3, $5, $10 for liability. They may charge you $5 for commercial insurance. A lot of companies will actually charge you that every week, so there's no need for you to have that. It's a misconception. There's a lot of people on social media. You need the LLC. How to get the LLC? You need to click the link and join the class. No, this is the humble jumble. It's about, you know, there's a lot of crap. Okay, you don't need none of that. You can start off slow. I can remember when I first had that interview on my own. Cause I was do stuff with my brother on my own with my name on the paper. Tanya is her name. We're still good friends now. She sat back and she's looking on the parking lot. She had this big windows in her office. And she's like, "That's your van?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Why do you have a van if you don't deliver?" I'm like, I looked at her like, "What, I can't own a van?" You know what I mean? I had the van, it was nice and clean. It was nice. I made that van look nice. You know, I don't know. Puerto Ricans make cars look nice. I made that van look nice. And she's like, "Why you got a van? You don't deliver?" I'm like, "I can't own a van." But anyway, we kicked it off and whatever. Boom. She got me in there. Then 8 months later, like I said, I got some great work. But you can start off slow. If you have your own vehicle, you know, you can start in the vehicle. You know, there's a lot of work. You know, you can look online. You can do a Google search, Indeed. You know, sometimes you can get stuff on Craigslist. I've always said it, Craigslist. I've got tons of work on Craigslist. One that I use a lot right now, and they're always sending me notifications. CBDriver.com. Look on that, set up a profile. They'll send you the notifications. I don't get anything from CB Driver. They'll send you the notifications when jobs come up in your area. They will send you the notifications. Simple. One click to apply. Once you set up a profile, just put on it you have experience. Put on it you have a cargo van. Even if you ain't got a cargo van, just put on it you got a cargo van. It may ask you for a year. You may put any year you want. But listen, a lot of these companies don't really care. This van right here, $1,500. I paid for this. You know, they don't care. Well, This is the job that I do for myself. I'm direct with the company, you know, because I built a relationship with them. I used to work with this company through a courier company. They fired the courier company because they couldn't get new good drivers. Okay, so after they got rid of all the couriers, they hollered at me, hey, listen, we liked you. We want to work with you. You know, what you got? I was like, I got an LLC because I had an LLC for my previous company that I had to get one. Sometimes you got to get it, sometimes you don't. But I had at one point, I probably had about 14 drivers, so I had an LLC. Okay, remember I've been doing this for 20 years, so I had an LLC. I had all that stuff lined up, and they hired me as a vendor, as a company that supply drivers. But anyway, this is the $1,500 van. You know, I bought a van that I have. Another one I paid $2,200. Another one I paid $4,500 or $4,000. But you know, you can get yourself a little hoopty van as long as it runs, man. As long as it runs, clean it up, wash it. You know what I mean? But cvdriver.com. I'm getting off course here. Go to cvdriver.com. Set the profile. Set up the profile. Sorry. And you know, just when you get notifications, apply. A lot of times you can get on-demand work, hot shot work. You can do stats if you're gonna do pharmaceuticals. You can do that in your car. You know what I mean? You can do that, you know, if you're working a 9 to 5, you can do it a few hours at night. You know, labs, you know, medications run 24 hours. You know, you may have to shoot stuff to nursing homes. You may shoot stuff to hospice. You may shoot stuff, you know, bringing them to the laboratory so they can get tested. You know, you can do a little run at night, picking up in the little boxes, with the little lock boxes, the little where they put the specimens. You may pick up some specimens, bring it back to the laboratory. You can do that, you know, in a little car. You got a little hoopty, get that. You know, the more fuel efficient, the better. There's little stuff you can do after work. You can do on the weekends. A lot of people don't like to work on the weekends. You know, take a Saturday early morning, go out for 5-6 hours. You know, just you get your foot wet, and you can see how it is. See if you like it. You know, I'm not telling you to go quit your job and go buy a van. I mean, go slowly. Work with what you got. If you got a car, you got an SUV, if you got a minivan, if you got kids, you got a minivan, and you want to put your seats down and you want to go out and try it, you can try it. There's tons of work for the weekends. There's a lot of evening work. There's a lot of early morning work. So if you work afternoons, if you work the second shift, if you work at 3 to 11, you know, you can go out in the morning, do a couple of runs. You can take your wife with you. You know, a lot of these companies don't care who you bring with you as far as a passenger. Excuse me. But you know, it's just, if you really want to try it, that's just a way to get your feet wet. You know, it's not gonna be no big investment. I tell you, use what you got. You're not gonna need no LLC. You're not gonna need a lot of the stuff that a lot of people want you to get, or you know, or they may think you need. You know, and I'm not talking about picking up here and driving 2,500 miles. Now, that's not the type of work I'm talking about. I would never do that type of work. I drove 15 hours to Chicago, and I was the whole ride. I'm like, damn, people are coming driving 15 hours for like $1,500, man. That's not worth it. For me, it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? I like to stay local. I like to, right now, it's about to be 11 o'clock. I'm about to get to the warehouse. You know, I'll be done by 2 o'clock. I love my little days. I make great money. You know, you gotta be responsible too. You gotta pay the taxes at the end of the year. But you know, I know it can be scary, but there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a lot of places you can look. You know, look on Indeed, Google search, Craigslist. You know, big one is CV Driver. You know, and also there's a lot of apps you can use too. You know, even on the apps, you can try the apps. I'm not a fan of the apps because what happens is the apps over flood their algorithms or whatever they call it. You know, they're always over flooding. They'll take on so many drivers and so many people that, you know, when they put a job out there, everybody's jumping on it. It's like Uber. When Uber first started, I downloaded the app. Uber used to pay so well, but people started downloading the app, and you know, they can pay less. You got so many people out there on standby on their phones, like waiting, like, oh, refresh. Once that job comes on for $20, you know what I mean? They all desperate, everyone's trying to hop on the same job. That ain't worth it. Anything that got you waiting on island, on the side of the road, on the parking lot, you know, doing this, stay away from it. Wasting time. That time you doing this, park somewhere, that's time you could be doing something else, man. You know what I mean? Do something else. Spend time with your family. You know, doing another side business, or doing work for less money, but it's guaranteed, because you know time is money. If you're waiting 2-3 hours to get some work, that's 3 hours. You could have been doing something else for less, but you would have made money those 3 hours, not just sitting around waiting. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to ask. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't, please follow, subscribe, like, share. If you made it to this far, please put in the comment section, it ain't easy, so that I can know that you made it this far. So in the comment section, if you made it this far, it ain't easy. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.